Trump's reaction. South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham. A lot of people think that you're a hawk. And in many ways, you are. You believe radical Islamic terrorists are an existential threat to the world. I agree with you on that point. But even you put out, you are praying for a deal. You want this deal to go through.
Yeah.
What do you think the odds are?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. We'll know pretty soon, won't we, by 8 o'clock tomorrow? Sure, I'd prefer a deal. And what's the goal of the deal is to make sure Iran cannot be the largest state sponsor of terrorism like they were.
Yes, they are saying Iran regime will end one way or another. Blow him up. That's what Trump said.
For 47 years. They can't have a missile program that can affect Europe or the
Look
United
at this.
States.
Oh, damn.
And they forever will be denied a nuclear weapons capability. The Strait of Hormuz not only has to be open, it can never be controlled again by Iran. All the
Never.
60% uranium has to be taken out of Iran. There can't be 1 ounce of this 60% grade uranium left in Iran. That would be a bad outcome. They can make a dirty bomb or one day enrich to 90%. So my goal is to get it right. I'd prefer diplomacy, but if we have to use military force, we're going to do it. The one thing.
Okay, so you understand him, you listen him. Uranium, we have to take out the uranium from the Iran itself. Okay?
thing Trump has tried to do is get it right. Everybody else talked about it, but nobody did a damn thing.
Never.
Trump has done it right. Their
Trump.
military has been obliterated. The goals of no nukes, no missiles, no state sponsor of terrorism were inside the 10-yard line. As to the Strait of Hormuz, right now they're charging ships, the IRGC, the Iranians, to go through the straits, and they're taking
So, okay, you understand what is the Strait of Hormuz, right?
the yuan, not the dollar. One threat of this whole debacle is if we start allowing the Chinese currency to be traded in oil, that will
Yes, you understand. Iran said that we would accept the yuan, the Chinese currency, to the worldwide oil trading presence. Oh my God, if this happens, US dollar's value will decrease instantly.
hurt the dollar. In 1974, every barrel of oil sold and traded in the world is traded in dollars. Now, what are the Iranians trying to do? They're trying to change the currency from a dollar to a Chinese yuan, and that's an attack on the dollar.
Yes,
and
that
that
is.
needs to end too. So I'm very optimistic that President Trump's going to bring this regime to an end one way or the other. I prefer diplomacy, but this time tomorrow night, they're either going to do a deal that makes sense for the world and the region and for Iran itself, or we're going to blow them up.
Yes, that's what Donald Trump said.
There seems to me the two main points that you're focused on and I'm focused on, the Strait of Hormuz must remain open. They should never have
Yes.
the ability to close it.
Yes.
Sure.
And as it relates to the
Yes.
60% enriched uranium, which I believe was the predicate for the
Right.
president to go in, when those negotiations with Jared Kushner and Steve Witkoff, our Middle East envoy, failed because they thought it was
I mean, yes, whatever they are saying, we need uranium for sure because they're gonna make a nuclear bomb out of it.
their inalienable right to have nuclear weapons. Okay, now, this is not our first rodeo with taking enriched uranium. We did the same thing to Libya.
Yes.
So this would not be unprecedented. And I do believe that if they agree to those two major points, I believe everything else can be worked out. Is
Libya with Saddam Hussein, we did the same. They wanted to make a nuclear weapon. We bring them to their knees, okay?
that about right?
Yeah, I think that's about right. What happened in Libya is that Bush 43 told Gaddafi, you know, we want you to dismantle your nuclear program, and he convinced Gaddafi to let America go in and take the centrifuges out, remove the uranium in Libya. That's the model I want here. We know they have about 900 pounds of 60% enriched uranium. That's a big dirty bomb. That's enough to make 8 or 10 nuclear bombs.
8 and 10, damn, you understand? 8 and 10. If all 10 will drop on the United States of America, our soul, it's gonna blow our country to the pieces for the upcoming generations, like decades of decades of decades. It's be bad for us, so we're gonna stop them.
If you get to 90%, there is no commercial purpose for 60% enriched uranium. We need to get our hands on that. They need to give it to us, or we need to take it. As to the Strait of Hormuz, when this is over, If they have the ability to control the streets in the future, I think the world will have failed, and I don't think Trump's going to let that happen. So again, the idea that they control the streets in the future has got to be off the table.
Yes, it is not a good idea that they control the Strait of Hormuz, where the world's 60% petroleum gas is coming to us. It's importing.
The idea that they can come back as the largest state sponsor of terrorism has to be off the table. That they can never have a nuke, they can never make missiles to threaten us in the region has to be off the table. I prefer diplomacy, but if they don't do that, how many times do you have to be told by Trump, I'm going to do something to you, and he actually does it before you believe it? So this is a defining moment in the history of the Mideast.
Okay, okay. So what are you saying? Trump just barks and hawks everything around? I don't know. Sometimes, sometimes not.
This is a defining moment for the president. We can't slip this again. Now, the fourth and fifth string, you're not on the team unless you're a nut job. I don't care what string you're playing on. You're not in a leadership role in Iran unless you buy into the radical ideology. Don't be fooled about who the hell you're dealing with here. You're dealing with people that would use a nuclear weapon if they could get it, and they were trying to get it. They've been cheating for years, and God bless Donald Trump for stopping them from having a breakout so they could build 8 or 10 nuclear bombs. And
Said in previously that North Korea, Kim Jong-un, never have a nuclear weapon if one of our presidents have did their work precisely. You know who he talking about, them.
one day they would have used them. So God bless President Trump. God bless Epic Fury. But this is a defining moment. This time tomorrow night, we're going to have one of two scenarios: capitulation of their desire to rain terror on the world through diplomacy, or we're going to have a massive military attack destroying this regime's capability to ever.
I mean, one of the two things is going to happen, one way or another. Which way? Which way you think it is gonna be? A whole military capture or a ceasefire you want? Let me know in the comment section.
Wage war again.
All right. Senator Lindsey Graham, thank you. Hey, Sean Hannity here.
This is what it is, guys. What are all your thoughts? Let me know in the comment section. Okay.